Okay, hello, a new shade of blue tuning in. Merry Christmas, everyone. Or I guess I should say Happy New Year. This video took longer to come out than I expected. This time I'd like to do more redesigns. Then again, maybe redesign isn't the right word. These characters have been adapted hundreds of times and depicted in just as many ways. I want to add to that pile. So this time, I'll be making my own version of the Christmas Ghost from Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. And joining me once again is...
Hi, I'm Shanice's sister.
You remember her? Alright, so it's been a while since I uploaded a character design video, so what I wanted most of all was this to just be fun. I wasn't going to worry about anatomy or perspective. If drawing started getting stressful, that meant I was doing something wrong. So right off the bat, I decided the ghosts weren't going to look human at all, which meant I could let my pencil wander and until it landed on the right shape. As you can see here, for some reason I was leaning towards the shark designs. What I wanted for the past at first was kind of a fossil-like look, maybe some sort of skeleton from an extinct animal.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a dodo bird.
You mean a dodo?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Alright, so I looked up the original text to see how they describe the Ghost of Christmas Past, Present, and Future. Yeah, the common denominator for the Ghost of Christmas Past was that it was childlike and basically had a blinding light emanating from it. Most depictions of this ghost come in the form of like a candle inspiration.
That's what that is? I thought it was an owl.
No, I don't know why this just turned into like an apple boy.
An apple boy!
Yeah, but I focused on the... Oh, it was also an indeterminate gender. That was also an important factor. To tell you the truth, the description of the Ghost of Christmas Past is wild. It's like it said it had like multiple arms and legs and was constantly shifting, like in and out of existence. Yeah, this depiction is so bizarre that most people don't even try to duplicate it. Even the original illustration didn't try.
What the movie have then?
Like I said, most depictions come in the form of candles. Usually it's a girl in a white dress or some sort of white flame-like entity.
So that's what you went for in that one.
Okay, I did my best to avoid the candle aesthetic, but I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, it looks like fire to me. A wildfire. Fire goes with the wild and ambiguous.
Yeah. Eventually I also landed on another trait. I decided I wanted the Ghost of Christmas Past to be sympathetic. Just kind of made sense to me. You know, this ghost is in charge of showing people their past. He knows what you've been through. So, he empathizes.
So like a crybaby?
A crybaby? No, not a crybaby. I just mean like he's a shoulder to lean on kind of thing.
Now that last one, it looks like the one from Beauty and the Beast.
Lumiere?
I guess the candle with the arms.
Yeah, maybe. But like I said, I wanted this to veer away from the candle inspiration, the fire and the flame, but this was supposed to be fun, so if that's where my pencil was taking me, I decided to go with it. So I decided to make this little flame boy. I love the pop collar, so I tried to keep that going. But I wasn't sure about the little, nubby feet.
Like the rectangle body is still like a stick.
Yeah. For childlike, I wasn't sure how to imitate childlike, so I decided, what's childish? How about a kid trying to wear his dad's clothes? Or trying to wear his dad's business suit.
Oh, how cute.
Yeah, so that's where the long sleeve inspiration came from.
And it's like empathetic because he never grew up.
Yeah. But I really liked the shape here, but it wasn't quite coming together the way I wanted it to. Yeah, I thought I was trying a little too hard to simulate a business suit.
Are you tracing anything?
No,
You're just using your imagination.
just using my imagination, some photo reference.
Imagination.
Yeah,
You wanted him to have a sad face?
like I said, it's supposed to be sympathetic, not necessarily sad, but like, well, he's not sad, but he's sad for you. I mean, you know how Scrooge's childhood was, right?
Yeah, I guess. His dad sent him off to boarding school and he grew up alone with no friends because he was a loser.
He wasn't. Basically, well, actually, there's different interpretations. The one I always leaned to was the one where, basically, his mother died while giving birth to him. So his dad blamed him for that and just wanted nothing to do with him.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but then again, a lot of interpretations, his sister is his little sister. So either his dad remarried, or his dad just really doesn't like him for some reason. Yeah, but, you know, I was always curious about that turnaround. You know, that one Christmas where his sister came to get him, and, you know, they finally take him back home. She says that, "Father's so much kinder than he used to be, I wasn't afraid to ask him if you could come home," and he said yes. It's like, so what happened? Did he get his own Christmas ghost?
Yeah, that would be a cool spin-off. That would be pretty cool.
I mean, it's a story that hasn't been told before, has it?
No.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how I wanted to play with the flame head at this point. You know, I was thinking like the collar was like a brass, like, candle holder or something. Again, it just didn't feel quite right. Getting there though, I did like how the clothes were turning out. I decided to give him some, you know, little flamey feet. Okay, I set to trying to recapture the V shape I liked in the original design. But I think ultimately I decided that, well, basically stick with how I originally drew it.
That's how you did it intentionally, like with all your previous sketches in the background? So you could still see everything.
Pretty much, yeah. That's why I just lowered the opacity and just started sketching over them.
Then you could just copy and paste it.
More or less.
That one looks like a pizza. Pepperoni in it.
Yeah, the head shape was starting to bother me. But I started coming up with all these ideas of how I could do the flames to, like, maybe the flame is like flickering off into different embers or whatnot.
This got to be wild.
Not necessarily. I thought I was overcomplicating it. So I tried to go back to a simpler shape. I really like this one, and I decided to give it eyelashes to sort of simulate it had a gender, but I then decided against it because it's supposed to be genderless anyway, so...
But every gender has eyelashes.
True.
Do like this. It's called a butterfly kiss.
Yeah, but you know, the female, and in cartoons, the eyelashes on the girls are always emphasized. Unless they want to be intentionally confusing like in an anime.
Confusing. All little boys look like beautiful little girls.
Yeah, you know, apparently that's a thing in Japan.
What?
Like, if you're a really good-looking boy, you could probably pass for a girl.
I used to love that on the Ginny Jones show when they would have that episode about, is this a boy or a girl? And those girls would be hot, but they would be boys.
Yeah, something like that. Actually, Sailor Moon was kind of notorious for that.
Sailor Moon was a girl.
Yeah, she was, but you know, she had these four villains.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the 4 generals of the main villain.
I only knew the flower dude that was always following her.
Yeah, that was Tuxedo Mask.
Mask savior.
Yeah, well, anyway, so there was basically there were 4 male generals to basically counter the 4 Sailor Scouts who worked with Sailor Moon. Yeah, well, when they came to America, they decided to make one of those male generals a girl.
Nice, like Mulan.
It's kinda, I mean, honestly, he looked like a girl. He acted like a girl, he looked like a girl, it just made sense. I don't really have a problem with the change because honestly, I'm kind of used to the token girl anyway.
That's how Gother is from Seven Deadly Sins. He was always real feminine, then it turns out he was actually a Barbie doll to begin with.
Okay. Oh, this is basically where I nailed it, or I think I nailed the design.
Oops, was that a spoiler for anybody out there?
Probably, but they're into Seven Deadly Sins, they've probably already seen it. Yeah, so I decided to, rough up his clothing a bit, move away from the business clothes and make it more like work clothes from like the Victorian age.
I
Victorian
almost
era.
thought that was a peg leg and that he was holding a thingy that holds you up, a walking stick. I was like, is that Tiny Tim?
I guess it's kind of Tiny Tim inspired in a way. Yeah, I just wanted to make him seem very, well, like I said, sympathetic. Like, he's worried about you, but look at the state he's in.
What the what?
I guess I'm kind of wondering, I guess my idea was, what kind of past did past have?
The ghosts are supposed to be strong and powerful and all-knowing.
Not necessarily, I mean, they are
Supposed to
ghosts
bring
that...
you to your knees.
I mean...
And tears and fear and shame.
Like I said, past is sympathetic. He knows what you've been through.
And then he takes it like a mud pie and rubs it into your face.
The ghosts aren't really seen as all-powerful. There's 4 ghosts in A Christmas Carol. Yeah, the ghost of Marley.
What's that?
Scrooge's old partner. The one who shows up to him and warns him that that 3 ghosts are going to visit him that night. Otherwise, he's going to end up like him, wrapped in chains for all eternity, for all the evil deeds he's done.
Oh my.
Yeah, maybe next year I'll do a Marley drawing. And along with the Scrooge too. Considering what these ghosts will look like, it's pretty much impossible to figure out what Scrooge is going to look like.
I think he always has a big nose, right?
Yeah, he does. It's kind of iconic when you think of Scrooge.
Ooh.
Unless you think of the duck. Scrooge McDuck.
What the?
It's funny. They actually had a Christmas special where he was visited by 3 Christmas ghosts.
Ooh.
And you know what? It happens every year.
Every year?
Every year.
He never learned his lesson?
He doesn't want to learn his lesson.
So why don't he just get in chains?
Well, he doesn't want that to happen. I haven't watched the full episode, but basically every Christmas he's just trying to duck these ghosts.
Oh. Like, uh-oh, Christmas is coming.
Pretty much. I think Dewey gets wrapped up in it and he ends up going to the past and interacting with, Kid Donald and his kid mom. No, they're adventurers with Scrooge, so they kind of know the gist. They basically nail down that he's an ancestor from the future right away. A descendant from the future right away. They don't ask too many questions, though, because they know how time travel works.
What are you doing now? Shading?
Yeah, I decided to get some grayscale going because I didn't know what the colors wanted to be and I didn't want to waste too much time on it. But yeah, so I gave him some extra flame effects. I put some black, darker spots in there to simulate embers. I tried to do that with the head, but it just worked better clear.
Are you starting all over again?
Nope, now I'm working on the Ghost of Christmas Present. Okay, so what I learned about the Ghost of Christmas Present, the most consistent thing was that he was big, energetic, and friendly.
Is that a box?
But he also had a dark side, and yes, that is a box. So
With a bow on it?
So my first idea for the Ghost of Christmas Present was a present.
What the crap? A girl present?
It's a bow of a gift. No Christmas gift, you have bows.
And then you did a box with some arms? That's terrifying.
Those are the ribbons.
But they look like hands.
Well, yeah, the ribbon hands. How else is supposed to grab stuff?
That's terrifying.
Yeah, it didn't really work for me either.
And it's not a rock or
No.
a potato.
It's a blob. Big, friendly, energetic blob.
And it just rolls itself around like on flubber.
Yes.
That one looks cute.
Okay, so eventually I landed on, okay, big, energetic, friendly, but there's also some dark connotations with it. So I thought, okay, what's a big, friendly creature that also has a negative reputation? And then I thought, Rockweiler.
Is he holding a baby in its mouth?
No, it's not holding a baby in its mouth.
What is that?
That is a sack he's holding on his back.
On his back, but it's in his mouth.
That's his arm. That's his arm doing like this.
Oh, I see it now.
Alright. I don't think I need to explain to you what this is. I know you can't see what I did there, but you know what it is, right?
What?
Audience members. I'm talking to the viewers. Never mind. Okay. Alright, so I like the dog design. I like the personality it was given off. So I decided to go with that. I made him I kind of emphasized the dog nose there. Elongated the body. Trying to give it a better silhouette. I did like the kind of sack design that it had. So I stuck with that.
That one is gorgeous.
Yeah, it looked cleaner than the other one, but just didn't have the feel that the other one had.
Too realistic.
No, not too realistic. It just didn't feel as... It wasn't as full with as much personality in my mind.
I started watching this show called Ink Master, and they do tattoos, and there's a style called Photorealism. That's when you make it look super real. And then there's one called American Traditional. That one looks kind of crappy because it's supposed to be like the original tattoos or whatever. And then my favorite is called New School. So like the more cartoony and fun it looks, that's more New School.
Yeah, that's basically what I aim for, cartoony and fun. Realism I try to avoid to the best of my ability. Alright. So I decided, like I said, the other design was good, but just didn't give the feel I wanted. So I tried to basically blend the two designs in a way. You know, try for a more elongated body while keeping it pudgy.
So you faded some background stuff again.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm trying to mix these two, so I need to see these two.
But not the flubber, right?
No, not the flubber. Alright.
Hi, I'm Rocky.
Alright, so this guy, like I said, you saw me earlier turning the Ghost of Christmas Past on and off. Okay, that was me. Basically, I was trying to compare designs. In a way, just trying to keep them uniform. You know. No, like, design-wise. Like, when you're designing a group of characters, it's good to have similar elements to each other. Yeah, that way you can tell that they belong to a group.
Challenge like on Ink Masters, they had 3 people, like their backs or whatever, so they had to do 3 back pieces, but they were all supposed to combine to make one big picture.
Ooh.
And they felt miserably.
Were they triplets?
No.
Like, I don't really see a situation where these
Like,
3 are
one
ever
of
gonna
them
be...
was 3 firefighters, and the other 3 were 3 cops. So one was cool. They kind of did like a big angel in the middle with some clouds, and then there was two like soldiers looking at the angel. So that one was cute. The other one, they just did 3 identical horses, like one on each person. It was kind of like, that wasn't the point of this challenge.
Those aren't permanent tattoos, are they?
Yay!
Oh, jeez. I mean, honestly, I can't really think of a situation where these 3 firefighters would get together and just like pull their shirts off and line up.
Guys. Yeah, that would be horrible. It's like having a best friend tattoo and it's literally like cut in half and somebody just has stuff die.
Stuff die.
Whatever the end of friend is. What is the end? Stat end. What's the tattoo that says the end?
Okay.
That would be horrible.
Beef fry. Okay, I see what you're saying now. Well, I mean, I assume they could like break it up, like one back just says best and the other one just says friend. So like, why do you have that tattoo on your back? Because I'm the best, that's why.
Oh my.
Also, that guy's pretty cool too.
Ooh, I'm a friend.
That's right. Okay. So, here I decided to, I wasn't sure if I was going to give this guy clothes or not, but it just seemed to fit him. He's supposed to be like this laid-back, comfortable dude.
I don't like nudists. No offense to all the nudists out there. Just doesn't fit in the cartoon world.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to give him a bit more of a unique silhouette to match his head, so I gave him this poop hair.
It looks like a Greek goddess.
He does kind of give like Dionysus vibes, doesn't he? The god of wine and madness.
Ooh, that kind of god.
I figured it would be. Yeah, funny enough, he started off as mortal. Anyway, that's a long story I won't get into here. So, I didn't... The hair was kind of an accident. I just wanted to throw something in there, and then I figured I'd erase it later. But then it just grew on me almost instantly.
Oh.
So yeah, he's a dog with a little fro.
I was gonna ask if that was
Okay, that nose was tricky.
I thought it was a pig a few times.
Yeah, I know. You're not the only one who said that. That's how my references look, so that's why I tried to emulate. Yeah, this map was also a pain. There's something about my, there's a function in Photoshop where you can basically rotate the screen. Because it's easier to draw a straight line if you're going down instead of to the side.
Yeah.
That function doesn't work on my computer.
What?
I don't know why. It used to. Must have been an update or something that took it away from me. Yeah, so basically I either have to turn my entire drawing tablet... Well, actually, that's pretty much my only option. Or, just try really hard. And honestly, I usually do both. As you can see, there's a lot of erasing going on here.
Isn't there some kind of function where you can just draw a dot and it turns it into a line?
I'm not sure in Photoshop.
What is that thing called? Yeah, I think it's called Photoshop. On a regular computer, right?
Maybe there are a lot of drawing softwares.
I think it's called Paint.
Oh yeah, we have that. Okay. As you can see, the face is kind of looking a little, strained.
What you mean?
Well, instead of giving him the, the big eyes, like in, like with Past, I gave him these little dot eyes and these little, that was me trying to rotate the canvas. I gave him these dot eyes and these little strain stretch marks under the eyes. Okay, basically, as noted here, present has a dark side. That sack he's carrying, inside that sack is ignorance and want. And you don't want him to open it.
So it's a secret sack of pain.
Kinda, yeah. Yeah, basically, we're past the sympathetic. Present is kinda judgmental. Like, he doesn't care about what you've been through. He doesn't care about who you were. What matters to him is who you are right now, and who you are right now is a jerk.
Ooh. You're a jerk. You're a jerk.
Yeah, so while Past is escorting Scrooge around, Scrooge is actually starting to open up. No, he's a big friendly guy. He's cool to be around. But Present is kind of judging him the whole time. No, he's like throwing back the terrible things he said back into. He's like throwing the terrible things Scrooge said to other people back in his face. You know, he exposes him to ignorance and want. And then he basically just, well, he's actually slowly fading away as the time progresses. The thing about Present is that he dies every day. Well, there's been a different Christmas present every year for the last 1800 years or so.
Oh, my.
Yeah, so as the Christmas present drives onward, he gets older and older until he reaches his death at the stroke of midnight.
What bug does that?
A fruit fly?
Maybe his whole life was one day or something.
Yeah.
Aw, poor fruit fly.
Yeah, but Present make the most of it. Yeah, I mean, I think Present ended up being the ghost that Scrooge loved the most. Like, he was begging Present to stay with him. But his time was up. His time was up, and it was time for Future to take its place. And I was actually kind of surprised. Like, Scrooge was prepared. He was like, okay, I learned a lot from Present. I'm receptive to what you want to teach me. Yeah. Of course, it turns out that Future doesn't talk much.
I thought there was supposed to be 2 in there. Now there's 5.
Oh, they're just pushing against the bag, trying to get out. I mean, they have more than one hand.
Wait, let us out. Let us out.
More or less. You know, for some reason I can't make
What happened?
Oh, that was I filled in the drawing, but unfortunately I put the fill on top of the ink instead of below it. I'm actually using a different coloring method this time than I used the first time. Yeah, that's something about me. Like, I need to relearn how to do this every time I do it. When I color these guys, I'm gonna do it in 3 different ways.
It's not gonna stay gray though, right?
No. The reason you use a gray scale is because you can get your values in, and that way you can just go over it with color without much issue. Like, it'll still match the value you want without having to worry about the color right away. So as you see here, I'm gonna make some areas lighter and some areas darker.
Darker grays?
Yeah. This way it will still pop, but I don't have to worry about color right away. I see, it looks emotional. That's a bright orange. Any other questions? I think I'm out of things to say about Present.
What color did you make this hair?
Gray.
Yeah.
I know. But he's supposed to be getting older as the day progresses. It just made sense. So what's your favorite version of A Christmas Carol?
I like the RuPaul one. That was cute.
I haven't seen that one.
It was called The Bleep That Stole Christmas.
The Bleep? Okay. Oh, I see.
Well, it's funny because everybody was drag queens. I love everything RuPaul does. He's so hilarious.
Alright, let's see. What's my favorite version of A Christmas Carol? You know, I think I like the Flintstones the best.
Flintstones?
Yeah, you know, Fred was cast as the lead in A Christmas Carol play. He was going to play Scrooge. So, in typical Fred fashion, he got a big head about it and was annoying everybody.
Oh, my. I didn't even know Christmas was out way back then.
It wasn't.
Wasn't that BC?
Yes, it was.
What
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Alright, so, during the stage play, flu was going around, so everyone was getting sick as the play was progressing.
Uh-huh.
So Wilma, as the stage manager, ended up having to fill a bunch of roles.
Oh, and it became a one-man show.
Well, she just became sort of a reoccurring character, like she played the Ghost of Christmas Past, and then played Fred's love interest.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout the play, Fred was actually learning the lessons the ghost was trying to teach him. You know, himself, not just as Scrooge. And I guess one of the reasons it's my favorite is because Belle, Scrooge's love interest, comes back at the end. You know, his fiancée, who he let go because he loved money more than her.
What the what? What a jerk.
Exactly. Yeah, well, at the end of the play in the Flintstones Christmas Carol, she comes back in. Because, you know, one of the actors got sick, so she had to replace him for the role. So Scrooge was able to apologize and reunite with her in the end. Presumably, I mean, everyone was still ticked off at Fred at the end of the play. But then Fred was like, "No, really, I did learn a lesson. I'm sorry." And, you know, everyone forgave him. They sung a song in the end. As you can see here, I started, you know, trying to sort out how I want them to be arranged for the poster. I shrunk down past because I figure Christmas present should be the biggest of them all, since, you know, big is one of his key characteristics.
Big and jolly like Santa.
Okay, I actually lost some footage here for Christmas Future.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, but as you can see, I was going with, like, that bird design.
Wait, we didn't clap for the present.
Yay, present. Okay, so for Future, I knew I wanted him. I was actually excited about Future. I thought I had a good idea going in. You know, just dark and intimidating.
Like a plague monster.
Yeah, just...
Doctor.
Yeah, Plague Doctor. Yeah, I figured to make him something sharp. I used one of the designs that I didn't use on Pass for it.
Yeah,
This sort of...
look like another dodo bird.
Yeah, the sharp bird design. But there's...
An octopus?
Yeah, something wasn't quite missing. When I thought, okay, so I was still trying to distance myself from other interpretations. So I thought about, okay, he's menacing, he's dark, he's hooded, he's silent. Aside from the hood, I was thinking, okay, dark, menacing, future. Somehow I came to Brain Alien.
Brain Alien?
Yeah. But then as I started drawing,
Like the kind who, like, brains in a jar?
Yeah.
Ah.
Kinda. Yeah, but then I was drawing, I was thinking, okay, maybe the brains are too complex a shape for what I want to do. So I came up with this alien-looking guy.
Oh, that one looks evil.
Yeah, it was great. I liked how the tendrils kind of like dropped down to hair, but my problem was that it was it was staring directly at you. And
Like Medusa.
yeah, well, I already had presents staring directly at the audience. So I want him to be more at a more 3/4 perspective. But when I tried to draw him at 3/4, he just looks silly.
Ooh.
Yeah, I shaded that one in just to get a feel for how it looked and just start again. Like maybe the fork's tentacles in front wasn't quite working.
Oh, that one looks like a swimming baby. Baby, swim.
Yeah, I tried to just figure out what I wanted this creature's body to look like. Like, it may not be as tall as Present, but it's still supposed to loom over Scrooge. I wasn't sure about its eyes either. Like, should it even have eyes, since that was one of the key traits of Present Christmas Yet to Be, that he had no facial features to judge his mood by. Yeah, nothing to identify with. Okay, so whereas Past had sympathy, Present had contempt, I figured Future was just ambivalent. Like, it doesn't matter where you've been, it doesn't matter where you are. The future has yet to be decided. So he's just pretty aloof about the whole thing. Like, hey, maybe work this out, maybe you won't be in chains forever. Whatever.
What? He's supposed to show him on the path he's on now, where his future's gonna lead him, as opposed to something different.
And he does, but no, he doesn't really care what happens to you.
What the what? He has one job.
Yeah, he has one.
That's to care.
His job isn't to care, his job is to show you the future.
Caring instinct.
But, admittedly, in the original text, he does kind of care. Like, you can, like, when he points to, like, a grave or something, and Scrooge is just begging him for answers, like, hey, whose grave is that? Whose grave is that? I don't want to look! Whose grave is that?
What? He never tells him.
Well, he never says this out loud, but his finger, he does start, like, shaking vigorously, like, just go look!
Then he finally looks.
Yeah, and
That's him.
yeah,
Oh,
and,
no.
and then some interpretations, like, well, he'll push him down into the grave, and then he'll open up into a pit of fire and brimstone with demons poking at him.
Bury him?
No, but definitely loom over him.
That's one of my biggest fears as a kid, getting buried alive.
Yeah, that almost happened to me once.
What the crap?
Yeah, I was with the Boy Scouts. I was in a cave, and there was this one tunnel we all had to crawl through, and I was just too big for it.
And then the rocks came in and collapsed on your head?
They didn't really need to. The tunnel was really small. I just couldn't move forward anymore.
And then
I was
what
wedged between
happened?
this one rock.
Uh-huh.
Well, I was just kind of stuck for a minute.
But did paramedics have to come and save you?
Thankfully, no. After a few minutes, I was finally able to wiggle my way back out.
But not forward?
Not forward.
You can't have been the biggest. Didn't some other people go before you?
Yeah, and I was the biggest. Or at least, at the very least, I wasn't as nimble. Like there's...
So they had some warnings, like where trucks can go through drive-thrus. It's like, your truck cannot be this tall.
Yeah, there's just like this one jutting rock that just pressed right into you. Like if you wanted to get by, you just needed to like not have certain appendages.
Ah!
But yeah, that was scary. Did ever want to do that again?
In between some prickly bushes.
I actually did that the other day. I had to squeeze between some prickly bushes and a dumpster. Thankfully, I was wearing very thick pants at the time. Okay, I finally nailed down how I wanted the silhouette to be here, and I started... Well, I nailed down what I wanted the silhouette to be, so I started inking, but I had a lot of trouble with the curling designs because my hand kept fidgeting. It wasn't matching my sketched outline.
What the what?
Yeah, this goes
You
on for
really
a while.
had to do it that many times?
This is what art looks like.
Could you not have taken a messy one and mixed it with a good one and just took your favorite parts from the lines?
That's pretty much what I did.
But you left that one with that little mistake right there.
Oh, that's not a mistake. That's the tentacle bending inward.
Oh, to make it 3D?
Yeah. Forced perspective. I wasn't really sure how I wanted the interior to look, but I figured he was supposed to be cast in shadow anyway, so this could just all be black. And you know what? I kind of got this vision of, you know, the ghostly Christmas present fading away, and Scrooge just standing in his bedroom, and then the room just suddenly goes dark. Everything just fades to black, and then suddenly the shadows start lifting off of the ground. Tentacles rise up around him, and then this one bulbous figure just appears in the middle of the room, looming over him with giant, emotionless eyes staring down at him.
Like squinting.
Exactly. So I figured, yeah, this will work. I don't think Scrooge can be human either. Like, Scrooge is gonna have to be some type of creature.
What? Scrooge can't be a character? Wait, what'd you say?
I said I think Scrooge is gonna have to be some type of creature to make all these spirits make sense.
Yeah, Scrooge can't be a creature.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, honestly, they're spirits, so they don't need, like, a defined form. Like, basically, my explanation for why they look like that should be justifiable enough for why they look like that for Scrooge. You know, like, there are plenty of stories where these ancient magical creatures only look the way they do because people just, that's what their mind can interpret.
I think I saw something about that with the Mayans, like, each Mayan, like, building that they made, they would put the sun god on it for, like, the bug. And Muslims, the sun had to be facing a certain way.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, for here, I wanted some of the features to be distinguishable, but I couldn't have the black outline, obviously. So I decided to just paint the lines white. That way it would look like, basically give them a rim light effect. So it'd be able to stand out the pitch black of its own body.
Like cartoons. So cartoons, they usually have, like, some kind of color. Like Rick and Morty, they usually have the green outline.
Do they?
I'm
Yeah, I remember as a kid the outline started to bother me. Like with a lot of cartoon shows. I don't know why.
I think most animes, they're orange, right?
Yeah, they're really thin, so maybe that was the problem. It was just got to the point where they were too noticeable for me. Like, I think there was this one cartoon I saw where one character literally removed its own outline.
What? Sounds like something they would do on Chops.
Yeah, I think the guy melted after that. Like in a puddle of color paint, I guess.
Now it's all black with white outline.
Now, a lot of cartoons these days use colored outlines, so they make them less noticeable. Yeah, now though, I kind of like the black outline. Like, I'm trying to figure out a way to incorporate it into my own animation and character design. I like how when one line is sticking to the other to show where the light's hitting. I'm just not sure how to translate that into animation without having to draw it every time.
What was that? How come some of it turned gray?
Oh, that's me coloring it.
It just turned into a beautiful girl's head when everything pointed out. Like, ooh, what's that?
You know, there was this song going through my head as I was drawing this. There's a song called Lonely from Bee and Puppycat. It's about this jellyfish that falls in love with this princess's hair.
Uh-huh.
Yes, the jellyfish, well, it's actually an octopus. The octopus thinks the hair is another octopus,
Uh-huh.
So when it finds out he's attached to a princess, he's a nice guy and gives her a lift home. But, so as a reward, the princess cuts off her hair and ties it into a bundle.
What the heck?
And gives it to the octopus.
Oh, heck no.
So for a while, the octopus feels like it has a friend.
Ew.
Yeah, but eventually the ribbon comes loose and the hair dissolves in the water. And the octopus ties itself into a bunch of knots trying to retrieve all the hairs.
What a tragedy.
And it pulls itself so tight that it actually basically rips itself apart.
Ew! What a horrible story.
But somehow all the octopus parts combine with the hair parts and creates jellyfishes.
What the heck?
Okay,
That's supposed to be a creation story?
I guess. Not all stories can be happy.
What did I miss? What was that blob you had to erase?
Okay, so I was trying to figure out a way to like give this guy some definition without having to draw it in necessarily. No, it is shadow, so it didn't make sense for it to have shadow. So I just sort of made a sort of airbrushed fade on it. It's really hard to see right now. On the color version, I do transfer it to purple instead of black to make it more noticeable. But for the right now, this is my cast. As you see, I enlarge and stretch some of the characters out, but yeah.
Do they have any names?
Ghosts of past, present, and future.
Gizmo.
Right now,
Fluffy. Cristobal.
which one's Gizmo?
I like the fire one.
Kristoff is the future.
And then Fluffy's the middle one.
Alright, but I guess that's my video for right now.
Woo! Go JR!
Thank you. So, yeah. Well, thanks, Shanice, for sitting in with me on this. I know you were busy.
You're welcome. That's what family's for.
Alright, I hope you had fun, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Alright, will you join us next time for my color video?
Possibly.
Fair enough. Alright, thank you, everyone. Happy New Year. And this is A New Shade of Blue tuning out.
Bye.
Oh, and also like and subscribe.